Good morning. How's everyone? Bava, Rangveer, Himland, thank you for stopping by. How's it going? Like the majority of our list today is red. Yeah, let's go over the indicators real quick. S&P is down a 0.5%. Nasdaq is down 1.7%. Dow is up 0.1%. IWM is down a percent. PLT down 1.4%. Gold is down 1.1%. Volatility is up 2 points. So, for anybody new, I'm D Written. I kind of a variety streamer now. Yes. I do stocks and bonds and options, things like that. I also play some music, play some video games, um, just whatever's fun. Um, Today I'm at least starting out doing some trading. I may swap to some other things, and I start when I do because this is about the right time of day to go looking for a reversal ride. Might have. Want to see it break the gap. If it does, I'm gonna hop in. Plan would ride it from the gap up the high of day. Apple's another one I could try. Could also actually let's go the other way. So a bunch of things are up today. My instinct actually looking at this chart is that JP Morgan up 3.5%, still climbing. Goldman Sachs, lots of banks. United Health, very well. Honeywell, no. Merck might be a reverse setup. Travelers, this is a fake out. When it pulls back to moving average and is it's I think it's done going down at that point, right? So yes, it's skimming just below the moving average, but it's not continuing to fall, rising. Um, I'll be interested to see how this interacts with VWAP. Right at it. I think VWAP will determine which way this actually winds up going, but most of the time, if you that deal where it goes to a moving average, barely breaks it, and then skims along it for a while, then it's generally going to go back the other way and not keep going beyond the. Um, there are exceptions, but that's worth noting. I think. Um, IBM could be setting up for JP Morgan and Goldman are both at highs. They will probably pull back. Honeywell too. Flatten out. That'll be a dip that we can buy. It may just be possible. Um, so, um, what can from the price move? Uh, all of our lowest, our biggest loot today at 3D Systems, there, AMD, Apple, Nvidia, Nintendo, EA, Microsoft, the Qs, Nasdaq, CRM, Intel, Activision. Okay, so whatever's going on in the market is, there's some sector rotation, but this is a lot. So whatever's going on in the market, not great for, but it is great for J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, United Healthcare, Honeywell. I suspect. Go to Robinhood. This daily move. Okay. Mining's down 10. Leisure Travel Company. Okay. I was kind of expecting the top mover. Leisure travel kind of makes. Okay. Okay. So Merck did pull back below the VWAP. Rest of the market is really down. Let's take a look at our yes, for the indexes. So buy buy is appears to be forming a bottom. Could be there. Could be around there. IWM actually might be the entry point for IWM of the leisure travel is not doing well right now, but the market tends to predict trends in economy by 3 to 6 months. There tends to be a brief lead, right? So we're getting got a vaccine for the current pandemic. We've passed legislation for the current for stimulus, and it's a pretty sizable stimulus. Um, so it's reasonable to believe that either lockdown's going to be ending or people are just going to stop following it. And they're getting a significant amount of money, and they've been locked up for a year at this point, a little longer. Um, so I think it's reasonable to think that people use their stimulus for some kind of vacation if they are able. Not everyone will be. Many people actually need the stimulus, but there's also a lot of people who've been working through all or most of the pandemic who are in okay shape. And if you hand them an extra $1,400 per adult, plus extra for children, they're going to go on vacation. They're going to go do something fun. All right, so that's IWM. Um, that actually looks prominent. I'm gonna go ENA leveraged. Yeah, 3 times leverage, small cap, $103. Let's see about the option. Um, one option. kept going. If it pulls back, decent. Alright, that did not fill. Go ahead and just snag a share. This is TNA, this is leveraged ETF. Here we go. $104 a share. I just grabbed one share. This should be 3 times the move of whatever the IWM does. Down 19 cents on it right now. It's the same direction. It's bullish, so it is not an inverse. It is just a 3 times leverage. That out, I don't. So now we wait. While we wait, let's talk about crypto. So I think that there's a lot to be said for crypto. Um, there are there's a lot to be said against crypto. Um, a lot of people say, "Oh, it's a scam. Oh, it's shady. Oh, it's never gonna amount to anything." But they've said that while the first crypto has gone from being worth pennies, worth $50,000 more. I think we've been at 60 a few times. Yeah. I think one of the big banks released a statement saying that they recommended 1% stake in crypto for a portfolio. Um, so I've actually found a couple of and still reasonable at home. Um, I have been doing that a bit. Spare time. And if you all like, clients who have $2 million in assets can access three funds that enable ownership of Bitcoin. Okay, well, I don't have 2 million assets. Aaron Dose, thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. I don't have $2 million in assets. Can't do that. But I can direct. Is that something you guys are interested in? Something you want to see? Nice. I mean, you do have to pet them. It is in the name. It's pet sitting. You have to sit and you have to pet. That's literally in the title of the job. Okay. Down 53.54 cents. Um, gonna be a smaller trade. The Ducks are secretly. Duck Bills are evil. I mean, Ducks aren't as bad as. Okay, outside of an insurance commercial, you don't. I was not fond of. I mean, they're okay to like feed at the park or something and watch, but caring for them was. It's not for me. And many of them will try to bite it. Okay. How's this? Okay. How's that? It's a little closer. Okay. Cool. I pulled the arm on it out a little bit. So right now it looks like we're testing yesterday's lows. One thing I was saying earlier also is that I have been mining some crypto. And so I can walk you guys through a little bit what I've been doing if that's something that I don't know if you all could hear that okay, or if I was having my. I'm down 17 cents right now. Could have waited and gotten a better entry. We are testing yesterday's lows. I think we're going to break them. One nice thing about trading a leveraged ETF, I own the shares. So there's not nearly as much time pressure with this method as there is if you're trading an option. Um, so it's way safer for me to say look at this and go, well, I'm just going to hold this overnight and sell it tomorrow, sell it next. That's much more viable than if I have an option. Because the theta decay on an options contract, that very unattractive. Okay, so it looks like I was wrong. We'll see, but it does appear that I may have been wrong. So on a daily chart, this looks like a pullback. Because I own a share of the ETF, not necessarily realize a loss today. I can hold it and wait and sell it when my interest. Oh, nice. Nothing wrong with the PS4 game library. Alright, so I'm actually just going to give this a few. And let's take a look. Barry, thanks for the host. I appreciate it. Alright, so let's take a look at some of these other positions. UVXY. UVXY is rising today. they are in a long-term downtrend, um, but they have little spikes because UVXY tracks volatility. Um, so what I do is I hold UVXY, I sell the options contracts because highly volatile things are good to command high premium for options. I own a, sorry, excuse me, had sorry about that. If I hold 100 shares of UVXY, I can sell the option on that for comparatively a significant amount of money. So here, let's see what that looks like. Right, so it's a $7 stock. Something that's expiring Friday is 18 cents a share. Here's 43 cents a share if I go 2 weeks out at the current price point. 59 if I go 3 weeks. Right, so the sweet spot's kind of 2 weeks out, typically. And as long as you find a price that you're okay selling at, you sell it, right? So I can agree to sell my shares that are currently 685 for $10 in 2 weeks time if the buyer wants it, and they'll pay me 11 cents per share to do that. So it just generates ongoing revenue and then either fills at the price that I picked with when these little spikes happen, right? Or I could just directly sell it, right? I could just close out my positions and get out at these spikes. So that's what I'm doing with UVXY. And I mean, it seems to be working. It is generating revenue. Let's see. TNA, another one. So I'm in TNA because that's today's day trade, right? So we're in that. That's today's day trade. It's also, if I look at the longer term stuff, this is a dip, right? So the old saying, the common wisdom in the market is wait and buy the dip. Well, today's a dip. Yesterday was a dip. So I bought it. And I'm gonna, I might get out later today if I can do so at a good profit, or I might just let it ride and maybe I ride it from 103 to near this top at 108. 108.50 today. Right? We've hit that level 3 days. That's a roughly 5% profit. Why not? I'll take a 5% profit, and that'll probably happen with this week, most likely. Maybe next week, maybe now, but it'll happen. And 5% in that time frame's nothing to sneeze at. So I think that's actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up a limit order for one no no dot 108.50 for my share. Do good till canceled. allow it to execute during extended hours because I don't care when it executes. I just want to sell it, right? And I'm going to hit sell. And I'm just going to let that ride. And I'm just going to swing trade this, right? So I bought here. I expect it to go back up. I do this properly. I bought here. I expect it to go back up here. So I've got a sell order there, and I'm just going to wait for it to bounce, wait for that sell order to fill, and that should give me about 5%. And since each of these candles is a day, there's 5 trading days in a week. I expect that probably Monday or Tuesday, we're going to be back up here and going to fill, and that's going to be a 5% win in that time. That's my guess. Next position, Children's Place, PLC. I'm in this because I think that there's a short squeeze coming. So, look, pull up FinViz. Sorry for the light mode. I don't think that they have a dark mode. If they do, I haven't found it yet. So we have 20% short float. Short float, 20.21%. We are 5.8% off of a 52-week high. And that's a great combination for a short squeeze. So the big problem trying to find a short squeeze setup is getting the shorts underwater, right? So short squeezes do not happen unless people short and then the price goes above the point where they shorted. Well, look at the last year here, right? Any good point to short in the last year, aside from the last few days, is already underwater. And 20.2% short float doesn't happen in a week. Usually doesn't even happen in a month. So anybody shorted through here, that's almost an entire year, right? A year is a long time to hold a short. So most of these people are already underwater. I don't think that this company is a good long-term hold. I think that there's some problems with their business. I think part of that's COVID, but you know, negative 9% operating margin, negative 6% profit margin. Those are not good numbers, just to be clear. Things you never think you'd say. Okay, who just sniffed my crotch? Yeah, parenting is hard, so is pet sitting. Also, it's how they learn about each other and communicate. Like, you have to accept their cultural difference. Alright, so that's Children's Place. It is still trading within the channel that it's been in, which is trending up. So I'm just going to be patient and let that do what it's going to do. Next one, REI. Ring Energy. %21 short float. Same thing, right? All right, 21% short float. Been in a pretty solid uptrend, right? So anybody who shorted in the last year didn't do it like days ago, 3 days ago. You know? So the people who shorted, sellers, so here's less. Try that. People who shorted in here are okay. Everybody else for the last year who shorted is underwater. It's 21% short float. Yeah, I don't think that that's going to go well for them. I think, and so what I'm trying to do with this strategy is I'm trying to find places where the shorts are already in trouble. Right? I don't want to find some place where they could be in trouble soon. I want to find a place where they're already staring at a red trade that's getting worse every day. What's oh boy? So how I've been looking for those. Again, this is finviz.com. So I look for something that is 0 to 10% below a 52-week high. So it's either at a 52-week high or it's close to it. And I'm looking for short float over 20%. These are companies where shorts are already in trouble. Right? We don't need it to move up for there to be a short squeeze. Right. So um they're wading through at low tide to hunt clams. and I'm buying up boats and life jackets. No, I'm gonna wait, and then I'm gonna be like, hey, wouldn't it be really nice to have a boat right now? Wouldn't it be really nice to, would you like to rent my life preserver? Second highest form of PvP world, y'all. Aside from the military. They're kind of top tier. So let's take a look here at some other options. These are companies that have 20% short flow and are within 10% of their high. .24% short float. MS. US Advertising Agency. .6% off of a 52-week high. Take a look at the charts. $14 stock. Recently earnings. Lost 5 cents a share. Alright. Maybe. Maybe. I'll search. I'll circle back to DNS. Let's check GPRE. 21% short float. 7% off of a high. Take a look at the charts. That looks to me like it's forming a bottom here. Not in a clear downtrend. We are above. Looks like we're just bouncing off of the 10-day moving average. This could be a head and shoulders pattern. So it came up, formed a top, it pulled back, came up, formed a top, pulled back, came up, formed a top, pulled back. Which the idea is effectively if it's rejected a level 3 times, then it's probably going to go lower. Um, I think shorts are hoping for that right now. And I think if we break this orange line that I just drew, we're going to see a squeeze go off. But conversely, if you look at where it's closed, right? Look at the bodies of the candles, not the wicks. We're seeing higher highs. Each of these highs is a new 50 high. This is each time this has been the highest it's been in a year that it closed. So I do like GPRE for a short squeeze. I like this. Check some of the others. Yes, 25% short float, 5% off of a high. Um, Margins are a mess. But it does have short float. It's got pretty high short float, and it's closer to a high than some of the others we've looked at. Let's take a look at the chart. Man, man, I would not want to be a short looking at this chart for the last year. That is gotta be bad. Staring at that, let's say shorted right here, thought it was gonna keep going down in here, rallied instead, and so now you're looking at this for a loss, right? That's not a good place to, right? Let's say you shorted it in here. Not a good place to be. Or hey, right? Those were reasonable looking places to short it at the time. And that I would not want to be short on this pattern. That does not look like a good place to be. OSW. Next, let's take a look at that. This is forming a stair step on the daily chart. And of course, Children's Place, we've already looked at that. I'm actually already in that. All right, let's circle back. Hey, all right. I got in at 104.26 earlier. I'm at 105.36, a 1% gain. That's not bad. I think I am actually going to take that. Let's see. Take a look at TNA. Look at that 3 chart. Yeah, so we're near the high of the day. I'm going to go ahead and sell this. There you go. It wound up being 99 cents on it. Just under 1%. There we go. This game's all about percentages. So 1% a day, especially if you can make it compound, is going to add up a lot. Um, so it's not about huge wins, it's about small, reliable wins. Um, so that's what I'm going to try to do. Small, reliable wins. That is all I had planned for trading. Um, so I'm going to take a brief break. I will be back in a couple of minutes. Restroom, I'm going to get water, and then we're going to change things up. And actually, before I do that, one other thing I need to do. I'm going to put up a poll. Okay, so there's a poll in chat. I will be back in a few minutes. In the meantime, vote in the poll and tell me what you think I should do next. Hello. Take a look at this poll. Anonymous, thank you so much for gifting that sub to. I appreciate it. Alright. Votes. Got 3 votes. No, that's not right. 4 votes. 3 votes to play music, 1 vote for Exiles. Well, looks like I'm going to be playing some, so hopefully that's good timing on unmuting the tab. Hopefully. That or it's something you're about to regret. We'll see. Gonna let this poll wind down normally. Alright, so let me update some. Had an idea that you guys were gonna want to hear some music. A lot of people seem to enjoy that last time. Don't need business, finance. How about musician? Update that. See, let's make sure this thing is in tune. I need to turn that up a little bit. Right about there, I think. Balance this out a little bit better. Know if that sounds okay. Ooh. Chord transition that I'm not normal. So, actually, what I do when I'm doing this, how I got into it, I'm just top string, third string, second string, fourth string. So then, and practice the chords, hear if one of the strings is wrong. So it's a way to practice getting the finger position for a new chord, which I also think it sounds nice. I hope that you do. Uh, but the reason that I started learning this helped me. If you've got a finger wrong, like say, right, this just sounds off, and it sounds like it's the high note, but it's in order to figure it out, it's much easier to go. Hear it? One of the fingers isn't right. So that lets me figure it out and fix it. The one thing that I do to learn new songs is I go through all the chords for them, but rather than strumming, I'm doing picking. I say picking, but fingering, because it's actually wrong. So do you guys like the acoustic sound better or the more buzzy electric sound? Acoustic? Okay. Oh, I need to change my out a little. Bear with me. This oh, let's see. Property. Okay. I can refine that a little bit more. Now, at least, cat is on the screen. It looks a little bit less like I'm talking to. Wait, which setting do I have it on? Okay, I think that one's not buzzy. Do I have it on acoustic now, y'all? I can't actually hear what's coming through the amp. I've just got to go by how the ukulele itself sounds, and that's always acoustic, because that's what it is. So do you guys like having the camera moved over and chat visible, or no? Did I put it back? Okay. What kind of Discord bot are you looking at? Security bot? What's that? Oh wow. That almost converts your Discord server into an MMO. Okay. Yeah, I think it's cool that you can customize that bot to basically do what you want. Okay, you can look at those. I'm gonna give my fingers a brief rest here. I don't know if you guys can see. Feeling a little rough. I'm gonna give them a couple of minutes. So I'm kind of relearning some songs. So I started with a tenor ukulele, which is tuned strings in. Um, then I tried baritone ukulele, this one, which is tuned in D. Means the notes are different. The fingering positions are the same, but the chords that they make are different. So, for example, just use this one fret here. That is an E minor on this, but it's an A minor on other ukuleles. So I've got to relearn all of the songs that I learned on the other ukulele because the fingering positions are all wrong. Now, if I do that, sounds okay-ish, but that rotation on another ukulele would be A minor, F, G. Here it's E minor, C, D, D. So if I just play a song using the fingering positions from the other ukulele, it comes out sounding all wrong. So actually what I've been doing right now, since I started playing today on stream, is I've been going through the chords for Elvis's Fools Rush In. Hey, on Lions, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I've been just going through the finger position for that, trying to relearn it because if I play it using the finger positions from the other ukulele, it does not sound right at all. Lunch at 5 p.m. So you're in the UK then, right? That's Greenwich time. Mainland Europe. Ah, okay. You haven't had the spring daylight savings times yet, which honestly I'd like to see us do away with. Itself. Like that was supposed to be a wartime thing. It didn't work, right? So the goal, for those who don't know, with daylight savings time was an attempt to cut down on energy and fuel use for lighting by shifting when people did things. And it turned out that if you shift things back an hour in the morning so that people aren't scrambling around in the dark just before sunrise trying to do things and get ready for the day, then they wind up scrambling around in the dark just after sunset, um, to end the day. Either way, people need light. So it was a failed attempt to cut down on fuel usage to try and free up more resources for the war. And didn't work, and we just never stopped doing it. That's also how we got employer provided health insurance, which is a big part of what's one of the big flaws with the health system in the United States is you frequently get your health insurance through your employer, and during, I believe it was World War II, we had a lot of price controls going, and so one of the ways that the government allowed business or employees was to offer health insurance benefits as a part of their jobs. And that just never went away. And so now, exactly, right? So it was something that was worth trying when there were Nazis bombing back and forth with us and sending over boats to ships. We had to liberate and then largely rebuild Europe, like an entire frigging continent. Right? When that was going on, yeah, okay, fine. We have price controls on salaries and other compensation. So yeah, we'll allow your firm to offer health insurance because that's a cost-effective thing to do. That made sense. But it stopped making sense once, you know, the we helped the Brits clean up after the Blitz. Paris was functioning. Even before, when Germany was cut in half by a wall, or Berlin was rather. You know what? That was fine, right? We didn't need that anymore. And it's just a legacy thing that's stuck around. Like so many of the older laws that um, were not explicitly racist, but were written by racists to produce racist outcomes, a lot of those need to be done. I mean, very occasionally you find one that they accidentally got right. But, if something was designed to keep out poor people or, people, I mean, and that's really what most of it is, right? Most of the ones that aren't explicitly racist are designed to make things hard for working class people. Normal, they're designed to limit access to things, um, and that's a problem because we live in a society that says it strives to be equal, and I think should actually do that. But enough politics. That's not what anybody's here for. and my fingers have had their rest. So, I think it's going pretty good. How's it going for you? Ukulele coming through okay for you guys? Yeah, I'll see if I can get my sound mix hooked up before the next time I do. Maybe I can do this now. Take a look if I can. You know, there's another way I can try doing it. Plug this. See if the mic picking up the amplifier any better. I have to shift some things around so that I can have the amplifier and the mic close to it. Now, if that. How's that? A little bit loud for me. Can you hear that okay? That's a bit loud, I Is that okay? Is that better? Volume wise? Let me know. Gotta shuffle a couple things around here. Bear with me. Okay, that's maybe maxing out. That's a little too soft, I think. So, gotta juggle, like, I can adjust volume, gain, uh, bass, mid, treble on the amplifier. I can also adjust volume, bass, mid, treble on the ukulele itself. So, is that better? I think I might, I'm watching the levels in the audio mixer in OBS, and I think that's kind of a sweet spot where there's good volume, but it's not gonna like overwhelm at a point where there's bad quality. Let me know if that worked. Okay. Yeah, I need to practice my transitions to from a. Huh, that's not like my connection. Seems like the connection with the amplifier was a little bit spotty there. That's not good. a little bit. Around, loosen up. Everyone's having a good time and a good day. What are you all up to? Looking at Bob. Can you guys hear me okay when I talk? Might need to get a mic just for the ukulele. Lovely waifu brought me lunch. Oh, so I don't want to eat with the ukulele on. I don't want to take the ukulele off with the sound system. So I'm gonna let my lunch cool down for a couple of minutes, and I'm gonna find someone to raid. Call it a day. Um, Play a little bit more, and then I'm gonna go find someone to raid. Should probably find somebody to raid who plays music, because this is the second stream now this week where I've done this. So, does anybody know? Can anybody recommend any good music streamers? I mean, I suppose I can pick someone. Okay, so I think I'm gonna find somebody to raid. I don't know InstaFluff, but I've rated Fairy pretty recently. I'm trying to spread it out a little bit. Um, Twitch can frown upon it if you raid the same person too often. It can actually cause problems for both channels, and I want to avoid that. Um, so like it's love Fairy to death, great friend. She has been a great help getting the stream going and getting the channel going. And I do intend to continue supporting her in the future, but if I do it too often, it could actually negatively impact both of us, and I don't want to do that. That seems like it would be a good way to repay all the help that she's given me. So, absolutely gonna continue creating Fairy, but not today. I cannot raid this channel. I am not allowed to raid InstaFluff. Okay. Uh, let's try this. I didn't know that was a thing either. I thought that I could raid anybody who's alive. But I tried twice, and it told me both times that I was not allowed to raid that channel. So either I was doing something wrong, which is probably pretty likely because I haven't been streaming for more than a few months, or I'm not allowed to raid InstaFluff. Either way, let's try this. Playing, she's singing. Seems pretty decent so far, so let's do a raid. How it goes.